Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. I don't know how many of you guys that follow this channel are football fans. I think most of you know that I'm a big Liverpool fan. I have been since 1988 when my dad first introduced me to the team. So the news that came through this morning is devastating. Honestly, devastating. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Liverpool striker Diogo Jota and his brother have passed away after a car accident in Spain. Jota was 28 and he got married to his long-term partner last week. I mean, God. My brain goes off in weird places when I hear information like this. First thing that I thought was about his wife and his family. I mean, hearing that news after you got married last week. The second thing is that we're not promised any extra time. Do you know what I mean? I know this is a weird start to this video, and I promise we'll talk some boxing, but you guys know I've always sort of spoken from my heart on this channel. We're not promised any time. Like when you kind of make plans for like next month and next year and a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan, we're not promised that time. So it almost makes me feel like any ideas or anything you need to do that you've been stalling and putting off, just do it. Honestly, just do it. Whether it be an idea to create something or do something, or a phone call that you've been stalling and not wanting to do because of an argument or an awkward conversation, just do it. Honestly, just do it. But yeah, look, horrible news. My brain still hasn't kind of got over it. You know, it's crazy. When I sort of heard about this news about 9 o'clock this morning, I thought, because social media is a cesspool and 99% of it is bullshit, I thought, please tell me that this is someone just being stupid, like putting something out there just to get clicks and retweets and I don't know, like engagement farming, right? And obviously it wasn't. But that was my first thought. That's how bad social media is. But yeah, horrific news. All right, I don't know how we pivot away, as I said, but we're going to try. Green Chair, the live, takes place September 4th at King's Place, London. Myself, the Green Chair, some special guests as well. All the ticket details can be found in the description below. Hopefully you guys turn up. Capacity is 200, which isn't too big, but it's a nice amount, right? So hopefully 200 of you turn up. If not, I'm going to invite all the friends and family members I know, so it's not just me in that venue. But yeah, tickets are below. All right, let's try and talk some boxing. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk free to take place on April 18th, 2026. I don't know what's going on here. Tyson Fury obviously did this scrum with the media saying if he does come back, the only fight he's coming back for is Alexander Usyk. And then Turkey tweeted something that he's spoken to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury promises that he's coming back. Tyson Fury is definitely going to be the boy that cried wolf when he does officially retire. Because like, what are you to believe? How many times has he retired, but he's not retired? I mean, look at Loma. What was it, last month when he retired? And we all knew that was that. We all saw the retirement. That was that. He ain't coming back. And then what happens is that we then give Loma his flowers. Everyone kind of retweeted, put posts up. Everyone gave him his flowers because, you know, that's that. When Tyson Fury said he retired 4 or 5 months ago, not one person gave him his flowers because of this. Because we all knew he was coming back. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe when it comes to Tyson Fury. Do I want him to come back? Yes. Do I want him to come back for Usyk? No, I want him to come back for AJ. Like 99% of you. I think there's 99% of you are like, no, we want to see Fury AJ. We've seen Fury Usyk twice. Will I watch it? Of course I'll watch it. Of course. I like watching a fight. I'm going to watch Manny Pacquiao Barrios. Doesn't mean it's right, but I'm going to watch it if it's put on. So will I watch it? Of course I'll watch it. But ultimately, Fury versus AJ is bigger than Fury Usyk. Am I wrong? Have I got that wrong? Isn't it not? I mean, come on. Fury AJ is bigger than Fury Usyk. Fury, we want you to come back, but we want you to come back for AJ, not for Alexander Usyk. All right, this is fantastic news. I say fantastic. We'll get into what I mean. In fact, let me break that down now. And what I'm talking about is Anthony Yarde versus David Benavidez. What I mean by fantastic is that there were no rumors, no journos leaking stuff, nothing, just an announcement. Just Turkey putting up a post saying Yarde versus Benavidez is done November, part of Riyadh season. So I'm guessing that falls on the Brian Norman, Devin Haney card. That card's starting to look really good. So that's what's fantastic about it. As for it itself, I have to admit, I'm surprised. I am surprised. I thought we were all systems ahead for David Benavidez versus Callum Smith. I'd love to know what's happened in the background. Conversations must have happened between Callum Smith's team and Benavidez's team and Turkey and Riyadh season. And I'm guessing they broke down. And Yarde was the second choice, because there's no way Yarde was the first choice above Callum Smith. Callum Smith, coming off that incredible win against Boatsi, surely is in line to fight Benavidez more than Yarde coming off that not great performance against Lyndon Arthur. But credit to Yarde. Credit to Yarde. I've said this. I tweeted about it. Yarde runs to the smoke. Runs to the smoke. Kovalev in Russia. Hands up. Yes, sir, I'll take that. Beterbiev, at the time, a killer. Had fucking knocked out everyone he's fought. Yes, I'll take that. Now, the unbeaten David Benavidez, who a lot of people are saying is already a pound-for-pound top 10. Yes, I'll take that. I can't think of a fighter who's had harder world title opportunities than Yarde. I mean, your 3 world title opportunities are Kovalev in Russia, Artur Beterbiev, and now Benavidez. This ain't going to be easy work. It ain't. And again, look, you guys know I'm very close with Yarde and I'm very close with Tunde, but I'll also be honest, Yarde hasn't looked good in his last couple of performances. He hasn't looked good. My issue with Yarde taking these type of fights, these type of opponents, is that I want to see him almost have that one just before those. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's been the one critique with Yarde's career, right? Where he'll fight these killers, and you got to applaud him for that, by the way. But then the drop down after is just too big. So we need to see Yarde. Like, okay, if we're going to rank the light heavyweights, I guess most people would say Bivol, Beterbiev, Benavidez, right? I think that's the order. So what I want to see is Yarde versus someone that is maybe 8. Someone around his own level. He smashes through that guy. Okay, cool, Benavidez. Do you know, like the way Callum Smith beat Boatsi. That's why we're all excited about Callum Smith versus Benavidez. Callum Smith beat a guy that's ranked around him, definitely a top 7, top 6 light heavyweight. And now it's like, okay, the next step is Benavidez. I don't think the next step for Yarde after Arthur is Benavidez. That being said, I think this is a cracking fight. I think after all that, I think this is a cracking fight. Benavidez is not the biggest light heavyweight. Guys, trust me, I've seen him. There's a photo actually going around of Benavidez. Who's it with? I can't remember the guy's name. My brain is fried. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is he ain't the biggest. He ain't the biggest light heavyweight. Yarde is a massive light heavyweight. So this could be one of those wars. And I think Yarde is ready for a war. I think Yarde has still got a lot left. There isn't much miles on the clock. He hasn't taken much damage. Does he have the skills to beat Benavidez? No. Does he have the strength, the size, the will, the punch power to beat Benavidez? Yes. Is Benavidez the favourite? Yes. Will Yarde give him a good fight? Absolutely. Absolutely. Someone tweeted and said something like, this is an awful fight. Yarde will get smashed. I'm like, huh? Are you crazy? Like, yup. Like, as good as Benavidez is, and he's very good, he doesn't have Beterbiev punch power. You could maybe even argue and say, he doesn't have Kovalev. I don't think that's even an argument. Kovalev punch power. Yarde has been in there. He's gained a lot of experience from those 2 fights, but this is a tough ask. I'm not even trying to sell you something here. This is a tough ask for Yarde. But again, I credit him for taking it. I would love to find out why Callum Smith didn't take that. I might send a little message to Paul Smith and say, what's going on here? I thought this is what you wanted, to be a 2-weight world champion, the biggest fights, good money. This is it, right? This is a WBC title fight. What's happened? So yeah, it's slightly disappointing. Anthony Joshua pledges to come back raring to go in 2025. In 2025? Interesting. What are we now? July, August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. So something needs to be announced pretty sharpish. There's been a lot of talk about him fighting Jared Anderson. That's not going away. That It's a fight I never, ever would have predicted. You guys know where I am. If not Fury, I think a Bakoli fight makes sense. I just think like you beat a Bakoli, I think people will then definitely say AJ's back. You beat an Anderson, I don't know. I think there still will be some doubts. But yeah, look, I just want to see AJ back, if I'm honest with you. I want to see AJ back. I want to see him have some good fights. I still think there's 2 or 3 good fights left in AJ. And then we'll see. Then we'll see what happens. But yeah, it does look like it leans towards Jared Anderson. Jack Catterall and Harlem Eubank outline how they plan to win Saturday's fight. There's not been that much on this, has it? Jack Catterall's the favourite. He has to be the favourite. He's the one that's fought at the higher level. I've seen these guys side by side. I don't think 147 favours either. Normally you might say, okay, well, you know, Harlem Eubanks had 1 fight, I believe, at 147. Jack's not. No, they're basically the same size. If anything, Jack's actually a bit bigger maybe and a bit broader. I think this is tough work for Harlem. I think Jack is a difficult puzzle to solve. I know Barboza solved it. And it didn't help Jack that Barboza looked awful in his fight against Teofimo, but I think Jack has to get this done. I think that's why I'm picking Jack to get it done, because I hate to say it, career's on the line. Career's on the line. It's very similar. No, actually it's not, because Echo Usman is better than Harlem Eubank, but it's very similar to Josh in a sense, where Josh, in some people's eyes, dropped down a level from like world level, and it was like, okay, if I beat Echo Usman, I'm back, and he lost. And now he's kind of in no man's land. This is where Jack is for me. If Jack loses this one against a guy that, let's be honest, he is a level above, then I guess people will start questioning where Jack Catterall is. Gary Russell Jr. is back, by the way. Gary Russell Jr., who I just thought had given it up and started training fighters, is back, and he's fighting on the Pacquiao-Barrios card. Let me have a quick look before we wrap. When was the last time Gary Russell Jr. fought? Feels like it's been ages. He is now, how old is he? Gary Russell. I'm going to say about 37, 38. Okay, his last fight was against Mark Magsayo. It was actually a good fight, that one. That was back in 2022. Prior to that, 1 fight, no fights in 2021, 1 fight in 2020, 1 fight in 2019. This isn't a joke. 1 fight in 2018, 1 fight in 2017, 1 fight in 2016, 1 fight in 2015. Now stay retired, bro. Stay retired. All right, guys, girls, peace.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.